Let's make a paper puppet animation. Alright, step 1. Draw the character you want to make a paper puppet of. I am making a little dog. So happy, jumping. I made an adjustment on the tail. When you're sketching out your character, have fun. Alright, now I have my drawing of my character and I'm going to draw the different parts of the character disconnected from each other because we're going to be moving these parts. So if something is going to move, draw it as a separate piece. So I have the body, the tail, the 2 back legs, the 2 front legs, the ears, and the tongue. I did it in pencil. Now I'm redoing it in pen. You can go right into pen if you want or keep it in pencil. Enjoy the process. This is sped up in the video. And maybe you want to color your puppet in. I'm making a purple dog. Look how happy he is. Is the tip of the tail white? No, it's orange. And the eye is also orange. Alright, so then I cut out the pieces. Something worth noting is that I am using cardstock, which is thicker than regular printer paper and definitely thinner than cardboard. It doesn't have to be too much thicker than paper, but just a little bit so that it doesn't easily fold or wrinkle. We want it to maintain its shape. So for example here, the spirally tail maintains its shape. And now I'm positioning the different pieces where I would like them to go. This is just placement to see how it's coming together. I get my knife for some details. If you're going to use a knife, make sure you're paying attention so you don't accidentally cut yourself. You can get a lot of details with the knife, so it's great. Also here, I'm redoing the tongue because when it was green, I thought that was a great idea, but then when I placed it by the mouth, it sort of looked like just a big glob of mucus, so I decided to change it and make it pink, like the inside of the ear. Cleaning the marker there, and I like it. Now I have the front legs, but now I'm making another adjustment. I'm making the tongue a little thinner as it's coming out of the mouth. I like when dogs are running and the tongue is just flying outside and super long, slobbering, having a great time. All right, so now I have all my pieces. I have my little cars, and I'm seeing where the pieces are going to go. I figure out where I want them. I figure out the pivot point, and with a pin, as you can see on screen, you'll see now, will puncture a hole. But I put the hole in the piece that goes behind. But at first I have to figure out, okay, where do I want it to pivot? Okay, right there, I put the hole. The hole goes in the piece behind. I mark it through the hole onto the piece that is in front, in this case the front leg, and I cut a little piece of thread. This is what's known as the tape and thread paper puppet technique. So I put a little bit of tape on the piece that goes in front. This is very important. The piece that goes in front, when taped, the edge of the tape, as you can see in this close-up, is right on the dot. It doesn't completely cover the dot. It's right in the middle or right on the edge of the mark, the dot that you make. Thread the string through the piece that goes behind Make sure it's tight, not too tight because you don't want to pull anything, but make sure it's tight. Now the piece that goes behind, when you thread through the hole, you want to cover that hole and string completely with the tape. Cut the excess and now you have a joint and there's no visible tape or string or hole from the front. This technique is great. So now I'm figuring out the pivot point for the back leg, and as we saw, we put the hole where the pivot point is going to be, mark it through the hole onto the back leg with the pen, cut the string, put the tape, you want it right where the pen mark is, and then you put the tape with the string. Thread it through, put tape on top of the hole, cut the excess, and it's coming together. Look at that. We're running. So now I do the ears, the ear that's facing us, the ear behind, the tongue, the legs on the far side, the tail. This video is sped up. This takes a while, but you know, it's relaxing. I mark the hole. So now I'm going to do pieces that are behind. So in this case, like we were talking, the hole goes in the piece that's behind and the string is first taped to the piece that's in front that does not have the hole. As you can see, the body doesn't have a hole, so I tape the string there and I thread it through the leg since that goes behind. Put some tape. Something to keep in mind is that when making paper puppets, it's a good idea to work large because some pieces might get small and therefore cutting, threading, taping is going to get even smaller. So definitely work at a nice size. The size I'm doing, or even larger. So as you can see there, I put the 4 legs. Now I'm doing the tail. Then I'm going to be doing the ears, the tongue, and those are the pieces. So this is what I was talking about. That area of the ear gets kind of small, but I'm still able to thread it, tape it, or not thread it yet, but put the string, tape it, and then cut the excess with the knife. And now I'm going to thread it. And we have the front ear. Now I'll do the back ear. And then the tongue. And we're set to go. So just to reiterate, so that you remember, the hole always goes in the piece that is behind, and the string is first taped to the piece that's in front and then threaded through and taped on the piece that's in the back. All right, we've got everything except the tongue. Let's do it. Another example of where the piece is very small, but that's okay. I tape the thread and then cut the excess with the knife. Okay. You thread it through, make sure it's tight, tape, cut the excess thread, and here we go, we're going. It's ready. And we're running. All right, so I felt really good about that. I'm really happy with how it came out, but I want more. And I want the knees and elbows to be able to bend. So I'm going to make another joint there. So I cut the legs at where the knee would be, made two separate pieces, as you saw, like as I'm showing you right now with the far back leg, and I do the tape and thread technique again. So now I have more joints. So now I can animate that bend. Now I do it with the front right there so that the little doggy has elbows. Puncture the holes, tape the thread, thread it through, tape the other side, and now we'll be ready to animate again. All right, here we go. But hold on. You might be wondering, how is it that the dog blinked? Well, sometimes dogs blink. And if you want to make your paper puppet blink, you can make a little cutout of the eye closed and place it on top of where the eyes are. And then remove the blinking cutout and the eyes open. Thanks for watching. Have fun.